The war in Ukraine is still raging. May 25th, 2026. A Russian soldier was spotted by Ukraine's 425th SKELIA Assault Regiment. He appeared too old to outrun the drone pursuing him. Instead, he picked up a stick and tried to defend himself against it. It was one of the strangest and most desperate moments on the front line. The soldier kept walking as the drone operator continued to track him. Moments later, the drone rapidly struck him. This Russian soldier, unable even to get up after seeing the drone in front of him, clearly reflects the condition many troops are facing on the front line. This Russian soldier was spotted using his rifle like a walking stick to support himself as he moved. His condition was visibly poor. Reconnaissance drones from Ukraine's 414th Magyar Birds tracked him while an FPV drone was sent in for the attack. The soldier noticed the FPV drone rushing toward him and fired several shots in its direction, but he still failed to escape. This time, a soldier sleeping beneath a tree became the target of an FPV drone. The Russian soldier noticed the drone at the very last second and tried to react, but it was already too late. He failed to escape the drone rushing toward him. On this front line, there is no safety, not even in sleep. A Russian soldier hiding in bushes, convinced he's out of sight. He's already been spotted. Border guard operators watching from above, waiting. When the strike comes, it's not an FPV closing in. A drone drops a munition from altitude. No warning, no approach to react to. The cover he chose made no difference to what came from above. This footage shows a Russian soldier spotted in an abandoned village in the Donetsk region. He was limping and appeared to be wounded. Shortly afterward, an FPV drone was sent toward his position. What stood out was that as the drone approached, the soldier suddenly stopped and bent down in a strange way. Why he did this remains unclear. Either way, he failed to escape. In this footage, a sleeping Russian soldier was spotted by an FPV drone. After waking up and noticing the drone in front of him, he seemed unable to react at all. He simply remained motionless. In the end, he failed to escape the drone. This footage is somewhat unclear, but on closer inspection, the man targeted by the Ukrainian FPV drone appears to be a foreign mercenary fighting on the Russian side. Drone operators from the 5th Separate Kyiv Assault Brigade targeted Russian soldiers wandering alone across open fields and wooded areas near Pokrovsk with FPV drones. Reconnaissance drones monitoring their movement routes noticed that many of the soldiers appeared to be moving aimlessly toward positions with little or no tactical value. Exhausted, worn down, and isolated on the front line, countless Russian soldiers become targets for drones like this every day. Moving without purpose across a front where every movement is being watched. This is the daily reality of Russian infantry in the Pokrovsk sector, and Ukrainian FPV drones find them every time. This soldier believed he was hidden among the rubble of a destroyed house, but the drone operator had already spotted him. 15 Russian soldiers were taken out by FPV drone pilots from Ukraine's 63rd Separate Mechanized Brigade, part of the 3rd Army Corps. Different locations, different moments, but the same result every time. The reconnaissance drones find the movement first. Seconds later, the FPVs move in. Some soldiers try to run. Others freeze, hide, or fire back. None of it changes the outcome. This is what modern attrition warfare looks like on the front line. Constant drone pressure every single day. This time, the footage comes from the helmet-mounted GoPro of a Ukrainian soldier. While moving along a logistics route, the Ukrainian troops suddenly encountered a Russian FPV drone.
Come back! Сюда летит.
They managed to shoot down the FPV drone, sending it crashing off in another direction. This is what an FPV drone attack looks like from the ground. A Ukrainian MiG-29 fighter jet struck a Russian UAV command post on the grounds of a former sugar refinery in Tyotkino, Kursk region, using an AASM Hammer precision-guided bomb. When a drone command center inside an industrial facility is destroyed by a single bomb, what does that say about the vulnerability of Russian rear area bases? Azov unit, not just ground operations. FPV drones in the air over the Donetsk region, targeting Russian soldiers attempting to advance toward Ukrainian positions. Watch how these soldiers move. No formation, no coordination, pushing forward in a disorganized pattern that makes them individually visible and individually vulnerable. Every time they try to advance, a drone is already waiting. There's no gap in coverage, no moment where the pressure lifts. The advance that Russian command ordered simply never happens. Siversk, Sloviansk direction. Ukraine's 108th Mountain Assault Battalion, an unmanned ground vehicle, spots a Russian FPV drone lying in wait on the ground. It doesn't engage immediately. It holds position while close air support is called in. A ground robot identifying an ambush drone before it activates, and coordinating the response from above. The drone that was waiting to strike never got the chance. Lyman direction. Ukraine's 53rd Mechanized Brigade tracking a Russian soldier moving through the ruins. He enters a building. First FPV strikes, he survives. Moves again, finds another structure. Second strike, he survives that too. He keeps moving, finds a small shelter and gets inside. The third drone was already on its way. 2 escapes. The third one he didn't. When a soldier survives 2 FPV strikes only to be caught by a third, is survival on this front just a matter of how many drones are in the air? 70 kilometers behind the front line, a Russian ZIL truck was spotted and struck by a Ukrainian Terrator Group FPV drone. Not on the battlefield, deep inside what was supposed to be a safe logistics zone. 1 truck, 1 FPV drone, 70 kilometers from the front. Lyman direction, Signum Battalion, and Russian forces aren't just hiding in the tree line anymore. Underground shelters, purpose-built dugouts, abandoned residential buildings, all being used to concentrate personnel and prepare for the next assault. The logic is straightforward. Go deeper, go underground. Make the position harder to find and harder to hit. Signum's FPV operators have a different approach. They find the entrance, navigate through it, and detonate inside. No matter how narrow the opening, the drone finds a way in. Every shelter destroyed here is an assault that never launches. Every position eliminated is one less staging point for the next push toward Ukrainian lines. Azov First Corps, patrolling the border areas around Mariupol. Roads, supply routes, anything moving on the Mariupol-Taganrog and Mariupol-Volnovakha highways. These aren't frontline strikes. This is deep interdiction, pushing the strike zone closer to the Russian border and occupied Crimea, making the entire Azov region unsafe for Russian logistics. Watch what moves on these highways. Military vehicles, supply convoys, anything feeding Russian positions in the region, all potential targets for Azov's drone operators working from the air. Mariupol is still under Russian control, but the roads leading to and from it are no longer safe. May 24th, Magyar Birds and Ukraine's unmanned systems forces, deep behind Russian lines across the Donetsk region. An S-300 missile launcher destroyed. A 9S-19 Ginger radar, the targeting radar for Russia's S-300 system, taken out in the same operation. Without the radar, the launcher can't acquire targets. Both gone in a single night. Railway fuel tankers hit in Debaltsev. Ammunition depots, logistics warehouses, and a personnel base struck across multiple locations. A Merlin reconnaissance drone destroyed on the ground. Russian Marine Brigade repair and maintenance facilities eliminated. 9 targets. One night, all deep inside Russian-held territory. Every radar destroyed opens a wider corridor. Every fuel tanker hit means vehicles that can't move. Every depot struck is a resupply that never reaches the front. That's everything for today. May 25th, 2026. Day 1552 of this war. 233 combat clashes recorded, with the heaviest fighting on the Pokrovsk and Huliaipol axes. Russian forces deployed 9,975 kamikaze drones in a single day. Russian total losses have now crossed 1,356,940 personnel, with 1,020 casualties in the last 24 hours alone. On the energy front, 6 of Russia's 10 largest refineries have stopped processing crude. Over the first 23 days of May, Ukrainian drones struck 13 major Russian oil facilities. More than 30% of Russia's gasoline production is now disrupted. Overnight, Magyar Birds struck an S-300 launch system, a rare 9S-19 Imbir radar, and railway fuel tankers in Debaltseve. That brings Russian air defense elements destroyed in May to 23 in just 25 days. The front holds. The drone war never stops. No refinery, no radar, no position is safe. Subscribe for daily frontline coverage. No agenda, just the facts. See you in the next one.